And the government in the South, we're whipping. You're going to beat up on the Southern people anyway. That's what you do. That's what McCoy
What's
does.
the governor's name again? Nikki
Haley.
Nikki Haley. So she's a foreigner, you're saying? Because her background is Indian.
That's right.
So she's a foreigner. And let me get that.
I wouldn't expect her to deal with the South, and the Confederacy.
She's from the South.
And it different.
She's from the South. All right. So you're kind of a nativist on top of it. You said you're a racist. When you're a proud racist, right? You said that.
Define racism.
Well,
racism
by your definition.
It is the definition.
Okay.
Go to the dictionary.
Okay.
You know, don't take my word for it.
Wow.
Bigotry and hatred is what I don't like.
I'm against that. Yeah.
Now I ain't gonna be against you loving your own race. You're supposed to love your race.
I love all human beings.
Well, I love all human beings too.
I'm extra concerned about the state of the black race in the United States, the 13% that we are. And there's all kinds of reasons. We need to do more. We need to do more internally.
The biggest reason.
But there's also
institutional reasons. The biggest reason is John Lee signed that treaty April 9th, 1865.
Well, that's one reason.
That's a big reason.
But there's self-responsibility that's not happening out there.
Yes, there is.
The bad parenting, people having 6 kids. You know, there's a lot of things. But
86% of the kids that graduate from colleges in America that are white get jobs.
Right.
Only 50% of the black kids with degrees, same degrees.
I agree. There's institutional. Can I say it's institutional racism, or should I say bigotry? Is that makes no sense? Okay.
Yeah.
It's institutional bigotry, but
might be racism in that particular instance. You might be able to bring racism.
So I'm with you that there's a lot of problems to work on, but I love the human race. I love animals too, but I love life and humanity and life on this planet. And I think that
if you're going to do that, excuse me, I'm interrupting you.
That's okay.
If you're going to bring that love, let's talk about the love of Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Then I want you to start loving my Southern people a little bit better.
Well, you know, I do, but I'm not going to pretend that the war was not about slavery. We keep coming back to that. You can't erase that, my friend. The 11 secession letters and Lincoln agreeing with it is the problem.
Okay. Slavery was a huge issue on the table, but there were other issues on the table.
But that was the big one.
That was a big one.
That was the economic engine. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's the bottom line to it. The Constitution is brought into that. In Brazil, those folks compensated all those slave owners for their slaves.
Right.
Now that's a decent thing to do.
There's nowhere I was not from. Do you remember where I was from?
Yeah, I know. You told me about that other country you was from over there.
Okay, good.
See, that was a decent thing to do. But my boys over here from the North had no intentions on doing that. They would sell slaves to the slave owners down here and then come back a day later.
This isn't news to me.
Come back a day later and tell them that the slave was illegal to have.
But I'm with you condemning the North. I've made that clear several times, right? So,
I got that on record. You're not going to edit that, are you?
No.
All right. Okay.
I criticize.
We're getting closer.
I criticize American imperialism all the time.
We're getting closer.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe I'll take you up on that. I'll come here with the stars and bars, with the stars and stripes, and I will condemn. And I'll condemn the bombings. The bombings in Iraq. The bombings in the Philippines.
No, I don't want.
The bombings in Grenada.
I don't want to drag that in.
You don't. Oh, okay.
If I got my flag, let's just talk about, you know.
But you asked me to condemn what the North is doing.
Well, you got to go back to the spirit time. This is a reference point. See, I don't want you to leave your little high horse like you left me with the secession papers, and not talk about some other things.
Well, but you keep saying that, and I've agreed with you that Lincoln is complicit.
And I agree that the secession papers were written.
And they were written, and they state that blacks are inferior, and that slavery is what we want to maintain here in the South. That's what they said.
That's what they said.
That's correct.
But there were other things going on, other dynamics going on at the time.
And that's equivalent to saying, well, the Nazis, see, they want to wipe out the Jews, but you know, they also...
Why you keep equating the South with the Nazis in the place?
I'm not equating them, but
you've been hanging out with that boy down in the Southern Poverty Law Center.
I'm not equating them, but
you keep saying it. Now,
well,
if you're gonna do that,
if you let me explain,
go ahead.
I'm not equating them, but they're comparable in that in both cases, this party that was attempting to be a conquering party was abusing a race of people, using their genealogy to destroy them, to enslave them. Actually, the Jews were slaves in the Nazi work camps. So my point, though, was going to be that if you're going to keep saying, well, it was slavery, but there was other things, then I can also say, well, the Germans, yeah, well, they wanted to wipe out Jews, gypsies, blacks, homosexuals, all kinds of people. But also there was this, you know, they had this stuff with the Czech Republic where they wanted to have that property, or they wanted access to the Caspian Sea, or they wanted access to these shipping lanes. They had other reasons too, the Nazis. But what's the main big reason that we talk about forever of Nazis and Nazism? Clearly, we know what it is. So that was my point, my friend.
Slaves were property.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have the right to do with my property as I see fit, according to the law.
Of course.
I don't abuse it.
Of course.
Even protections of the property.
Southerners were abusing their property when they were slaves, but
not all Southerners were abusing their property. So you keep saying that.
Okay, some of them. Some of them. Some of them.
If you say the North and the South abusing their property, I'll go along with that.
Okay.
But for you to just keep singling out the South, see, I can't go along with that. Because if you want to talk about abuses,
right?
Oh, come on. The abuses of that the African people felt in the North, please, it's legendary.
But I've condemned that.
Okay, but then...
And I've condemned it in the 21st century.
But when you start talking about abuses of slaves,
right,
please do me a favor and make it complicit. Don't just single out the South. No, because...
The South is the South. Those are the states that wanted to maintain that slavery, though.
They wanted to maintain...
Because it was starting to get worn down. Northern states were saying, hey, we're New York. When you come to vacation in Long Island, you can't bring your slaves into the border of New York anymore.
Yeah,
because
they still were selling slaves.
In New York State was selling slaves.
Slavery was still going on. These boys were getting around.
I'll have to look that one up.
All kinds of things around here.
Well, I'm sure that economically
South Carolina
there was
wrote
connections.
To the king and asked the king.
I agree with
all
you.
These people, listen, we can't quit sending slaves. They were the first. We can't protect them. It's a issue with defense. We don't need any more slaves. And the king said, up your drawers.
And I'll agree with you that certainly, absolutely, there was white Northerners who might have been in a state that was voting a certain way, but they were happy to get the money from slavery. I'm sure.
A lot of ways.
A lot of ways.
The crooked judges.
But there's no argument there. Again, you got the wrong guy. I'm not going to defend the North.
That's why I want you to include them. Don't just say.
I have, sir, over and over.
When you start to beat up on the economic institution of slavery,
but
you have a common way of just saying. The South.
No, the 11. Well, let's be clear. The 11 secession letters were from Southern states, right?
Because they were seceded.
There you go. So I'm not beating up. That's not beating up on the South. That's stating the fact that it wasn't. It wasn't Vermont and Illinois. It was 11 Southern states.
Vermont and Illinois, who, along with Lincoln, invaded the South. It was Vermont, Illinois. Along with Lincoln and his boys, that were taking all the money from the South, taxation and all kinds of things. Now they want to start taxing slaves.
They had all kinds of problems. Vermont's still the whitest state in the Union. We could talk all day about different problems in the North. But let's be clear, I'm not beating up on the South by listing the 11 states that seceded. That's all. You can't rewrite that, man. I mean, that's not beating up. Okay? Hey, I got to go back to work. Honored to talk to you. We'll continue because I know you're always out here. We're always out here. Andre Chumley reporting from the streets of Asheville, and spirited discussion going on.